Well, I think it's the small percentage of these horrible cases that are
Mhm.
constantly in our faces and constantly being talked about that's making it seem like it's the majority. And
Yeah.
it's not. And
Hmm.
it's the whole Me Too movement that came out. And during the early Me Too movement with the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, I ended up siding with Johnny Depp after I watched the trial because initially my inclination was believe all women. I bought into that whole believe all women. And then you realize there are some women that can be really, really awful. So I'm not going to believe all women. I'm going to believe facts. I'm going to believe the evidence. I'm going to believe the situation. And I'm not automatically going to jump on somebody's bandwagon and support them because they happen to be the same sex as I am.
Hmm.
And as that proved after watching that trial, it's like I wasn't a Johnny Depp, like a major fan. I liked his movies. I didn't know much
Hmm.
about the case. I didn't even follow any of it up until the trial. But after watching that trial, I was shocked that a woman could be that vindictive.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I started interviewing the other people about how women can be the abusive
Hmm.
aggressor in a relationship as well. And so we need to talk about that more. And right now, I'm all about the whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively situation. And again,
Hmm.
I'm looking at Justin Baldoni as this sweet man that there's no evidence right now, as far as I'm concerned. There is no evidence that supports Blake Lively's claims against sexual harassment against this guy. And yet he has to pay all this money to defend himself. And after the Johnny Depp trial, so many men were like, I didn't have the money to defend myself. I went bankrupt trying to, I didn't have the celebrity, I didn't have the support, and I went bankrupt trying to support myself. I've lost everything, even though I was innocent and I didn't do anything because of that tendency to believe all women initially. And so, in that case, I've become very passionate about trying to highlight both sides and for us not to be so uh, tunnel visioned and
Yeah.
so quick to judge somebody without having the full picture before we decide who's guilty and who's not.
Yeah. So that, I mean, you just walking me through that like breaks my heart thinking about a man who, right, was innocent and now he's lost all of his financial means because of this. And one of the things that we actually work on the guys with is, so in our habit program, we kind of do hard skills in the beginning and then we start to incorporate soft skills as we move throughout each week. And one of the skills that we talk about is curiosity. And curiosity being this superpower, I think, especially in men, where our egos are typically always up, right? We're always kind of defensive a little bit. And how can we be more curious? So I think to your point about both of these cases, right? If we can look at things with more curiosity, I think it allows us to let the facts do more of the telling. Right. Like as you were walking me through it, I'm like, I wonder if they did like a scenario where you didn't know it was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard or Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, and it was just the facts of the case, and you didn't even know who the humans were.
Right.
Right? Like, what
Whether
if I,
male or female.
right,
Yeah.
whether they were male or female, like, what if you looked at it like that? Like, would that make things easier? Because now it removes all biases, it removes all history, right? And so, which is a lot of the things that we do with the young men, because I'm a third party objective, right? Looking at the life, right? So I don't have a history with them. And so I think that is a testament to the value of coaching and the value of mentorship and the value of like third parties is we don't have the history. We don't have the preconceived biases, and it makes it a little bit easier to be curious.
I think the reason I became so passionate and so angry in both situations is there are real victims, real women victims that these things have happened to. But when somebody makes it up, it just negates all of that. And like recently, I saw an article about this woman who accused this man who's very religious, upstanding citizen, who was very, very innocent. She accused him of rape, and evidence came up that she made the whole thing up, and she's serving 2 years in jail. This is happening. Where in the past they could get away with it, but not anymore because people are beginning to be more open about what are the facts. Like you said, if we didn't know who was who and whether it's a male or female, how would we decide in that situation? And most of the times the facts speak for themselves.
Yeah. And there's why guys are so afraid to approach women at bars.
And then the women are complaining because nobody's approaching them
Because
at
nobody's
bars.
approaching them, right?